Mr Deputy Speaker, thank you very much indeed for calling me early in this debate, and may I express my sincere thanks to the Honourable Member, the gentleman from Scunthorpe, and also my Honourable friend, the Member for Basildon and Billericay, and of course join with the whole House in sending our best wishes to his wife at a very difficult time. Can I also pay tribute to the Backbench Business Committee for allowing time for what I think is a vital debate about the cancer strategy now that it is almost 18 months since it was published in July last year. Mr Deputy Speaker, I am going to confine my remarks and hopefully be concise to address the issue of blood cancers in today's debate. There are 137 different types of blood cancer, although many of them are not well understood by the general public, and awareness is relatively low. Indeed, blood cancers are the fifth most common type of cancer that people are diagnosed with in this country, and sadly it is the third biggest killer, and therefore I think does deserve much greater awareness and understanding, and further efforts by the Department of Health and the National Health Service to ensure that patients who are diagnosed and their families are properly supported. And I thank the Honourable Member for Scunthorpe for raising that issue in his opening remarks. Mr Deputy Speaker, I was initially very unaware of the issue of blood cancer. My knowledge was relatively vague. That was until midway through 2012, when after only a few weeks of being ill with flu-like symptoms, my mother was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, and within 24 hours of diagnosis, unfortunately, passed away. Sadly, this experience has been revisited on my office. One of my employees, Tom, who also works for the Honourable Member for Horsham, found out just last month, just weeks ago, that his mother, unfortunately, has been diagnosed with leukemia, and I know that the House will join me in sending our best wishes to her and to her family. It is often the fact that the issue of blood cancers comes thundering into people's lives unexpected, because it doesn't perhaps have the same profile that solid tumour cancers do. And indeed, I mentioned my mother's experience of being ill for a short period of time and being diagnosed very late. Unfortunately, the National Cancer Patient Experience Survey has shown that a third of those who are diagnosed with blood cancers have gone to see their GP twice before they finally get that diagnosis, because again of the lack of awareness. So, Mr Deputy Speaker, I promised that I would be concise in my remarks, and I just wanted to conclude by mentioning, as far as our efforts here in Parliament, I'm pleased that just before the summer recess, I was able to help with other Honourable and Right Honourable Members establish the All-Party Parliamentary Group on blood cancer, and I'm delighted to see my Honourable friend, the Member for Strangford, in his place, who is a very key member of that All-Party Parliamentary Group, as we seek to raise awareness. And Mr Deputy Speaker, I would like to put on the record my sincere thanks to the Speaker for allowing Bloodwise, who are the cancer charity, who are the Secretariat to the Blood Cancer All-Party Parliamentary Group for allowing them to hold an awareness event in the Speaker's apartments just in September. So I would be grateful if the Minister, and I know he's very diligent and works very hard on these issues and has always been very kind and generous to me in responding to health concerns in the short time that he has held his well-deserved position. I'd be grateful if the issue of blood cancers could be specifically addressed so that the patient pathway and the patient experience can be improved, both in terms of general awareness, in terms of diagnosis, and then of course in terms of the sort of treatment and care with which those patients need in our National Health Service. Thank you.
Jim Fitzpatrick.